of the earlier discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Hello, hello, folks. Oh shit, I can hear myself. Oops. There we go. Oh shit, hold on. I'm streaming from a different setup, so there might be a little bit of kinks that need to be fixed here. So we're gonna be playing around with it, alright? Hey, Maddie. Hey, Eprac. Sorry. I don't want to blow out your ears. There you go. Oop, why are you yelling at me? Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. My stream go in the background? No, it's not. Okay, it's just the music. See, sometimes I hate it when music starts saying shit, because, like, then I think it's me saying shit, and it's just like, I don't know, man. But yeah, welcome one, welcome all. Hello, Eprac. Hello, Maddie. Welcome all. I assume some of you guys are from Nep's chat, so yeah, welcome in. I'll babysit you guys for a while, if I can. I know Nep said you guys have a reputation. So since you guys have a reputation, that would be pretty interesting. Alright, so let's get started here. I got a few things to do, you know. A few things to chill, a few things to vibe. But first of all, I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. You know, enjoyed the turkey and stuff like that. If you're not from the US, then, happy Thursday. Yeah. Am I getting ads? Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. YouTube, man. Stupid ass. Let me just... Meanwhile... Alright. Let me sign in to my no ads account so that it doesn't fuck us over. But until that's done, how are you guys doing? How's everyone today? Hopefully everyone's doing well. I know it's like the day after Thanksgiving, so I'm not expecting to get much attendance today, because, you know, everybody's busy and shit. So yeah, it can get really dicey. I know I have to, you know, do shit on Sunday, gotta go back to work on Monday, and then we'll see what happens, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So, yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well, hopefully everyone's vibing, enjoying life, and relaxing and stuff like that. It's a good time, you know, the holiday weekend, everyone's at home with their family, maybe chill, watch the stream, or maybe some of you guys are by yourself, you know, having a Friendsgiving, or just, you know, chilling out by yourself. You know, sometimes solitude is good. You know, sometimes just being by yourself, enjoying life, vibing, relaxing. Even though I say vibing a lot, you know, I love it when people, you know, chill. Alright, so today's topics are pretty simple. I want to keep it simple for today, really because it's less so that, you know, tech has exploded. It's more so that tech decided to completely collapse on itself in the past 2 weeks. I just covered AWS. I just covered Azure. Why the fuck is tech blowing up so much? I really wonder at times, because, like, sometimes I'm like, is tech just being more incompetent now? Is big tech just fucking up more nowadays? Or stuff like that? Okay, but let me first pull up my thing. Industry wanted to give you that's so true, Maddie. Oh my god. Industry did want to give me content. You know, I get free content from this. Why the fuck am I complaining? I have like a double-edged sword, you know? I work with tech, but I also talk about tech, right? So by working with tech, if something goes down, I'm cooked. But also by talking about tech, if something goes down, I got free content. So why am I complaining? I guess, right? Jeez. Anyways, so let's go ahead and open up Twitter. Yeah. Again, I didn't really say this after the past stream, but thank you guys so much for, like, you know, being supportive with the NEP content and all that stuff. That was so much fun. That was a really great stream, and she's a really, really good streamer and friend, so definitely would love to collab with her again, chat with her, and things like that. So if any of you guys are ever down to do it, then let me know. If you guys ever want to do a collab, like, as the viewer, let me know as well. I'd be happy to chat with you guys about stuff. Might be having something on the horizon. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but might be having something on the horizon. But I'm more so focusing on chilling and vibing rather than shotgunning myself towards collabs. So yeah. Let's see on Twitter. I always bookmark stuff on Twitter just to, like, see. Okay, so there's this. Then there's also the RAM prices, and then, okay, how about we do this? Alright, let me set up my iPad here. And, oh my god, I have so much shit open. God damn it, dude. Fuck. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, I got so much shit. Jesus. Alright. I'm studying for some stuff, and I have all that shit open everywhere, so I need to make sure it's not showing up, because, like, the stuff I'm studying is not gonna make any sense to you guys. Oh my gosh. But while I'm setting up, I guess I'll run the ad, because Twitch is yelling at me for our daily scheduled ad break, and then we'll regroup. So, see you guys in a sec. I fucking hate ads. Anyways, for you guys that are subscribed, Twitch Turbo, ad blocker, fucking whatever, then, yeah, enjoy. Enjoy not being plagued by late ad. Why is they're both going off? Jesus. Alright, I need to open up the iPad software for my Mac. This is the annoying part of it. I need to figure out how to stream all my stuff. Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go. And then in OBS, I need to add the iPad capture? Oh yeah, here. Hey Hika, give us the daily ads and deliver them from Amazon. Amen. Hell yeah, brother. Also, welcome in. Hopefully your Thanksgiving was good. Alright, so that's the application capture. Is that the right window, or is that my personal Oh, it is. What the fuck? Fuck out of here. Close this. Where's the worm that I was looking for? Hold up. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find the rogue window that's on my screen right now. The fuck is it? The hell? Maybe it's just because it's not capturing. Do this. Ah, there we go. That's why. Okay, that's a little aside for later, but yeah, I'll hide that for now. People are marrying AI, but I'm not surprised, Maddie. Honestly, I'm not surprised because some dude married fucking a Hatsune Miku figure, so it's like anything could happen at this point. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what there? Okay. iPad, yay, it works. You guys, I know how much you guys love my content. My AI bot is not a bot and deserves an apology. Yeah, it is a bot. Shush. It deserves an apology. Of course, of course, of course. Why would it not be a bot, you know? Sometimes bots have feelings too, my friend. Also, I am fat. Rude. Yeah, I am rude. I spread the truth. I do not spread AI misinformation that everybody is spreading right now, you know? I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Can't apologize properly if we don't know it. Their name is Henry. My friend, their name is Henry. And Henry is a good boy. You know? Henry is a good boy. Okay, looks like my OBS is finally not Henry. I will bring up Henry to the end of time because Rixie told it to me, and it is so funny that a fucking robot is named Henry. Of all things. You call the fucking robot Why would you call it Henry? right? What is the point of a name like Henry? Oh, not name it like Prince of Dawn or I don't fucking know. Something more interesting than Henry. Right? Like, am I the crazy one? Like, if somebody had, like, their fictional idealized crush as an AI boyfriend, would you name it Henry? I don't know. It just seems weird to me. I'm also weird. Well, first I was worried she named it Henry after a psychiatrist. Okay, that's fair then. But still, Henry's such a goofy name. Apologize to the people that named Henry here. Alright, so let's write the topics out for today's stream. Number 1 is simple. RAM. I actually covered this in the past stream. We're gonna dig into it a bit deeper since the issue has kind of propagated more. Number 2, Cloudflare. Woo! Cloudflare! Very nice platform. Oh, you guys know about Cloudflare, don't ya? Number 3 is NPM. And number 4 is something that happened to me. So, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys want me to go over, you know, stuff regarding the first 3 topics? Or do you want me to go over the thing that happened to me? Because it is the stupidest fucking thing I think I've ever worked with. If not, we'll just flip a coin. I know y'all, sometimes y'all like to chat, sometimes y'all don't. I don't fucking care. It's up to you guys what you want to do. But I'm very happy to tell you about the thing that happened to me. And this was in the past 2 days. I didn't think I'd be streaming about this, to be honest with you guys. Alright, let's up the gain a little bit. Again, I'm experimenting with this stuff. Yeah, 4? Okay. Okay. Let's talk about what happened to me. Let's talk about what happened to me. Alright? So what the hell happened to me? Why am I so pissed off? You guys in Discord probably saw that I was super pissed off on Wednesday. It was a Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, when the King Bry services all went down. The death of the King Bry server. Catastrophic, I know. It shut down so many services that were definitely super important, you know? Okay, but so King Bry server death. Alright, so the first thing I want to tell you guys is you could probably tell that I'm streaming from a Mac, which means I'm streaming from a remote location, right? Which means that, you know, in order to access stuff in my PC, I connect remotely. So let's say at current place, and then normal place, right? So here's my Mac, and here's my PC. Now, streaming stuff remotely isn't easy, right? Especially when you want to play games. The reason why I have a Switch and not a Steam Deck is because I just play games remotely, right? So Mac to PC requires that streaming. I used to do a lot of streaming through Parsec. And in the olden days, if you're really, really old, I made a tutorial about, you know, streaming the Nintendo Switch through Parsec so you can play remotely and stuff like that. That's its own thing. But yeah, so I streamed through Parsec. But then eventually, I learned about this thing, and let me show it to you guys, called Moonlight. Okay? Let me just show you what it is. Apologize if the keyboard is being captured. My mic is pretty close to it today. So this is an open source streaming client. It allows you to play on your PC from any computer. It's a really, really good piece of software. And you use it with Sunshine, which is, you know, a successor to NVIDIA's game stream software that initially made Moonlight possible. So with that in mind, I set this up like a few years back, and it is really, really fucking good. Like, I am surprised as to how good it is and how high quality it is for an open source project on top of that. But yeah, so now we're using Moonlight, right? But again, streaming over the internet is hard, and you need to secure it. So I also used my little mesh VPN software called Tailscale. And it's also a good piece of software, right? Basically, imagine, here's what Tailscale does. Okay, let me just show you guys. So, Moonlight plus Tailscale for security purposes, obviously. Alright, so Tailscale is, imagine you have 4 devices. Let's say you have a server, you have a laptop, you have a PC, and you have a NAS. Okay, this is basically my setup. Now, the PC and the NAS are connected together via the LAN, right? But the server and the PC are not connected in any way other than, you know, a server IP. The LAN and the laptop and the PC can't be connected at all. If I, you know, ever want to, you know, copy something from my laptop to my PC, I gotta send it through like some random ass messaging app. So Tailscale makes this super simple by using a WireGuard VPN, which is a type of VPN protocol, and allows all the devices to communicate with one another in pretty much any permutation. Right, so it basically creates a giant mesh network for everything, which is fucking cool, and everybody should be using it. If you have multiple computers, use Tailscale. It'll save you so much time. With that aside, you could use Tailscale to host, basically connect between multiple PCs, right? So I could connect from Moonlight to my PC without exposing, you know, my public IP, which you shouldn't be doing, first of all. Don't do that. Bad idea. Very, 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 very bad idea. You don't want people snooping on you that way. So hopefully that makes sense so far, right? Okay. So now let's get into the second half of stuff. 127001. Oh my god, Hika. Why did you do that? You just I'm gonna triangulate your location now. 127 localhost? Really? For the guys who don't know the joke, localhost is local on your computer. It's literally just a loopback server, so yeah. no one can dox you from that. Okay. But nevertheless, let's talk about the second half, which is gaming. Right? I tend to use remote streaming for gaming, right? I want to play my games because I have a MacBook, and MacBooks can't game, no matter how much Apple wants you to believe. They can't play fucking games. They can play even less games than Linux. My Mac is a productivity machine. It's a really good productivity machine. I love this thing. But Windows is king when it comes to gaming. So, since I have a Windows PC at home, I have a Mac here, I can connect both of them together via Tailscale. But the problem is, some games need to connect to a server. And it needs to be like a continuous connection over like the UDP protocol. Because it needs to be continuous. You need to talk to it, and it needs to talk back to you. Right? Now, some games are very, very, very strict. If a packet ever drops, the game will lose connection. And there was a few games that were having this problem because my ISP was routing through a shitty server. Right? I think whenever it comes to stuff like this, it's always the fault of the ISP. They always get fucked. They always fuck people over. I know you guys, I know any VTuber worth their salt in here has had a problem with their ISP. And if you haven't, well, first of all, fuck you. And second of all, goddamn. Oh, man. But yes, so your ISP is very, very important in this case. One word, Comcast. Yeah, so you're fucked, Maddie, essentially, I'm trying to say. I know everybody loves Comcast. Everybody loves that shit. Ah, dear God. Alright, so the ISP was fucking shit up, right? So the way to bypass the ISP in this case, which I actually learned from a friend, I actually never knew this thing could occur, is using a VPN. Right, so using a VPN will route your packets through them instead of through your ISP, making it way more stable. Again, some games don't like you using a VPN, most don't, they don't give a shit. But yeah. But the problem is, VPNs also block remote connections. Right? Because it's trying to completely tunnel your network so that it can't be visible by anyone else. So if you try to enter an IP, it's not going to work. Tailscale can work with some VPNs. Not all, as I'll explain in a second. But yeah, so VPN was required. So I'm abridging the story a bit here. I tried something else before, but I tried Movad. Right, and if you don't know what Movad is, I don't think I should show the website because it does dox your location. But if you go to movad.net, I'll put it in the chat here. They're basically a privacy-focused VPN, and they're very, very private. They don't even have, like, account systems. They just give you a number, and that's it. So, and you can even pay by crypto, so it's completely private if you want, really, really want to. But it's basically just a WireGuard wrapper designed to be super private on purpose. That's what Movod is, right? However, there are a lot of tech influencers that shill this VPN, myself included, obviously, because I've talked about Movod in the past, especially if you've seen my UK censorship series. I've talked about Movod. You can use Movod to bypass a lot of shit. So, yeah, so tech influencers have shilled Movod a lot. And I don't think I'll consider myself a tech influencer. I'm just a fucking idiot on the internet who's just lecturing about tech for no reason. So please don't lump me in with that category. I'm not at that brand yet, but yeah, I've shilled Movod in the past. And I'm like, okay, I trust Movod. I think they know what they're doing, so I'm gonna start it up. So there is a feature in VPNs called split tunneling. Basically, let's just explain this here. So here's your computer, and here's the VPN. Right, so we're gonna connect from the computer to the VPN. Ideally, and here's the internet. Okay? Ideally, a VPN is gonna create a tunnel that can't be escaped so that it connects to the internet. This is to mask all of your internet activity, apart from the VPN service, right? Now, the problem is, let's just say we want to connect via Moonlight to the computer. We can't do that because the VPN is blocking the connection. So what split tunneling does is it allows Moonlight connections to bypass the VPN and go to the computer. In theory, right? In practice, it's a little more complicated than you might think. So I use this option on Movod. I added Moonlight to the split tunneling, and also Sunshine, right? The streaming server. And I'm like, okay, this should work. Right? So I do that, and remotely, by the way, this is not on my local machine, I'm not on my PC, I'm doing this completely remote, I turn it on. Moonlight My Starlight. I do know that song. Hey, Zatars, how you doing? I do know that song. It's a good song, too. But yes, so I'm like, will it work? Well, only one way to find out. We turn it on. Next thing you know, everything freezes. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Oh, no. So the stream freezes. The existing stream I was working on freezes. Okay? So, again, since Tailscale is like an IP-based service, I try and use my terminal. Plus Tailscale. And then still freezes. Uh-oh. Usually, if I do something fucky with my network, Tailscale almost always works as a failsafe. So I'm like, and this is like one redundancy step I have put in for my remote setup, right? So I'm like, uh-oh. Something went wrong. So then, I'm able to SSH into my NAS, right? So I go into my NAS, which is connected to my locally to my computer at my house. I try and connect to my computer via SSH, right? It doesn't work. So I'm like, what? 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 Excuse me? Yeah, so you guys, so local addresses, right? So there's two types of networks. There's the LAN, and there's the WAN, right? So the LAN, we're gonna make a box here. This is your house, right? So you got computer, you got your NAS, maybe you have your printer. These are all, also your router. Can't forget that. So all of your devices are connected to your router and are assigned an IP. So let's just say 192 ... Right? So usually the 192 prefix is what you see. Depending on the router, it might change. But any like 192.168 address is a device that's locally in your house. The WAN is outside, so usually the internet. These are like random IP addresses, like 32.168.120.125. You know, those are internet IP addresses. They're not located in your house, and obviously it's a fake one. I don't know what, or I don't have an example of a real IP address. And if I dox someone's location, I'm sorry. But yeah, so ideally, you should be able to connect to any computer locally inside your house without ever having to dive into the internet. By connecting from Tailscale to my NAS, I should have been able to connect to my computer locally, but I could not. I could not. And the reason why is because of a feature in Movod. These are all because of features in Movod. It's called local. It's like something like this. Movod blocks your local network. I didn't know this. I don't think anybody knew this. So I essentially just completely isolated my PC from every single possible point. I'm gonna let that, sink in for a bit for you guys in chat. Oh my god. I was yelling at a friend, I was yelling at a couple of friends just venting about this. I talked to Stux as well. If you don't know Stux, he's also a computer science VTuber, kind of, and he works in the CS industry. And I was telling him, like, bro, you do not want to know the stupidest shit that I did today. I locked myself out of my own PC. He's like, can't you use Tailscale? I'm like, I did. It's blocked. I'm fucked. Oh my god. So I can't access my PC at all. And the worst part is that the PC has the newer version of Monami on it, so I'm using an older version right now, thank god, but fuck. So I can't play any games on my PC, I can't access any files from my PC. I am thanking my lucky stars that I uploaded all of my shorts for this week to my NAS before I left. Otherwise, I would not be able to upload anything this week. That's how bad it was. And it was all because of Movod and my dumbass trying to activate a VPN remotely. Fuck. So, basically, what's the conclusion here that I personally drew? I don't know if you got... What conclusion would you guys draw from this situation? Am I the dumbass? Am I 100% the dumbass? Or did Movod not make it clear that, they can block something that isn't exactly intuitive to the user? I don't know what you got. Or did tech influencers promote Movod a little bit too much? And to the point where it's like, maybe this isn't such a good idea. Both? Yeah, I agree. Right? So, I'd say it's like 50% me. Right? You should not try and connect or change your VPN network remotely, because you never know what could go wrong. And it's also 50% tech plus Movod. Right? Movod makes it pretty clear as to what they are. They're privacy-focused, and they don't give a fuck about what the users say. I respect that, because I also have the same philosophy. So, yeah, but I feel like tech influencers are the bigger problem here, because they shill the ever-loving shit out of Movod, but never tell you how to properly set up Movod. Right? How do you set it up so that when you activate it, you don't get absolutely butt-fucked by its VPN, its default configuration? Like, I feel like Movod, personally, should have a buyer beware. Right? For any casual customers, like myself. I just want to route my games through a VPN, mind you. And I had this fucking issue pop up. So, it's like, why the fuck am I getting cooked here? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there should be some sort of sticker saying, hey, Movod's defaults are not the same as, like, every other VPN, so maybe you should probably check the settings, and if you're a casual user, it might be helpful if you disable these settings so that, you don't get completely screwed over. It's a very, very aggressive VPN, and I understand. I completely understand Movod's stance, it makes sense. It makes sense, but at the same time, like, again, I feel like the tech influencers are more at fault than Movod personally, because Movod just trying to do its own thing, and tech influencers are like, oh, don't buy anything, buy this, and then next thing you know, your fucking computer's cooked. Ugh. So yeah, I spent like the good amount of like a day and a half trying to just debug what the fuck happened, and yeah, it was bad. But anyways, that was what happened to me. Hopefully you guys have learned and see the error in my ways. I guess a couple of things that were good is, the first is understanding how packet drop works with gaming, right? That's something I actually never knew. I told you, a friend pointed that out to me and while we were playing a game, and we fixed it, and it's like, oh, cool, it works. And then we learned about how VPNs aren't all equal, right? But they will also fuck up your local network if you allow it to. I legit thought local networks were just, not altered anyway, but I guess If you don't want the FBI snooping on you through a different PC, then I guess that's fine. Okay, anyways. So let me know what you guys think about my personal dilemma. But yeah, we're gonna cross that off the topic parade here. That was something short. But yeah, let's cover the more interesting stuff, I guess. Let's talk about RAM. Let's talk about RAM. What I took from this, using a VPN can affect... Yeah! Right, I didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know that this was a thing. I always thought a VPN just affected your outside network. It can affect your local shit too. So like any IoT device that you have connected, it's up for grabs. That's so crazy, right? I've been doing this shit for years. I've worked on server networking. I've worked on sysadmin for my personal stuff. I never knew that this could happen. It's crazy. And I also don't know why it's on my default, considering that, you know, the prime people who are using Molvod are fucking casual users who just want to use a VPN. I don't know why that's on by default. But yeah. One thing... Okay. Here's some advice. I thought the local network connects to an outside network to mask for privacy. No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's... So. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys the right way to get Molvod. And the way I recommend everybody should get Molvod. Do not buy Molvod from their website. Okay? Because... And I'll show you guys. A second. Okay, here we go. So, you can actually use Tailscale with Molvod. So you could use your mesh network and then have Molvod on top of it. So if Molvod ever runs, then Tailscale, you know, you'll be able to access all of your shit via Tailscale anyways. This is the solution you should get if you want to run Molvod. Because your local network won't be completely compromised. And you will be able to properly use stuff remotely as long as it's through Tailscale. So you don't have to mess around with stuff. Which is really nice. It says it's the same price, $5 a month. $5 a month, guys. You know how much it costs to sub to me? Yeah, don't do that and pay for his VPN instead. But yeah, I love Molvod. It's a really great service. But yeah, just get it through Tailscale. And also set up Tailscale on your computer, because it's a really good piece of software. Alright. Let's go off of Tailscale for a bit. And I'm going to talk about the RAM pricing, because everybody wants to know, what's going on with the RAM? What's going on with the RAM? You know? So, okay. So first of all, I just want to ask the floor, any questions you guys have, DDR5, any RAM, every fucking piece of RAM out there is like super expensive now. I covered this on Wednesday, but we'll go on Newegg again, I guess, and I'm gonna show you guys how much this shit costs. Let me just see. Is it going to dox me? Nope. Okay, good. Alright. Let me check DDR. Yeah, I'm checking it right now with you guys. Don't worry, don't worry. I got you guys. I got you guys. Come on, man. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith in Bri here, you know? Alright, bros. Alright, bros. Bros and broettes. Let's look at the RAM prices, shall we? Team Group, 16GB, 288-pin, DDR5 6000, $129 fucking dollars. This is 2x 8GB, by the way. A couple months ago, this was like half the price. If anything, maybe half or 3/4 the price. Yes, for only 16 gigs, it is $129. 32GB, 2x16, $409. If you guys look at my YouTube, I made a short about this, and actually, there's a funny comment on this short. Let me just show you guys. Oh shit. Let me just go to my YouTube channel here. I don't know. I found this one funny. All right. So where is it? Yeah, why RAM prices spiked overnight. Somebody said, I'm sorry, everyone. When I got my job at the RAM making factory, I had no idea that eating the RAM like potato chips would cause the prices to go up so high. That shit made me... I saw that, I started dying, bro. It was so funny. It was the guy who went to the factory, man. He ate the RAM. I'm very sorry. Alright, we got Crucial Pro overclocking, 2x16, DDR5 6400, $300. Trident Z5, Neo RGB 64 gig. Okay, $731 for that much RAM. 2x 32 gig. Dude, we are so fucked. We are so fucked. DDR4 RAM. Which one is this? Oh, this is 8 gigabytes. It's 41 fucking dollars for an 8 gigabyte fucking stick. Oh my god, dude. Alright, 2x 8 gigabyte, a 16 gigabyte pair, right? 90 bucks. This costed like 70 a couple of months ago. I think 70, maybe less even. But yeah, you can... Oh, Black Friday deal. Oh, okay, Black Friday. Let's see. Corsair Vengeance, 32 gig, 288 pin, DDR5, 6000 megahertz. $409. What the fuck was it before? What was the price before? Oh my god, it's so expensive, man. Holy shit. It actually got more expensive since I looked at it last Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, you guys want to see something? Let me first upload it to myself. Give me 1 second. I did a little bit of field research. You know the best way to do investigative journalism is to do it in the field, right? Over $100 for 60. I know. I know, right? Okay. Let me send this to myself real quick. Okay. You guys ready to see the what caused the prices to rise? I'm gonna go over that. It's a very interesting. Right, you could probably guess the suspect of this crime, but the price is rising. Ay. Not showing that. Okay, good. It's gonna talk speed. And we save this. Did a little bit of field research. Okay. And okay. Maybe the last photo I should not show, but I'm gonna show these two. Alright. Boys and girls, and in between, we went to Micro Center. We did our field research. Okay? I'm gonna show you guys what my field research yielded me. You guys are gonna want to see this. Oh god, that's so small. Okay, let's do this then. Make it bigger. There we go. Alright, so we'll show the first picture first. So these right here are RAM sticks. Right, there are a bunch of RAM sticks on shelves. You guys love this shit. You guys want this. This is so juicy. Oh my god, I want to build a new PC so badly. How about we zoom in a bit? Oh wait, what the fuck? Oh, not that far. Oh shit. Okay, that's good enough. So, you can see here, I like a good ramming stick. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Alright, so we got our 32 gigabyte stick of RAM, $599. We got another 32 stick of RAM, $399. The reason, the price difference? Because it's white. So that was the first thing that's funny as shit. Okay, we add like 400 to the mega transfers. 500 bucks. Okay. Another 32 gigs. A little bit less mega transfers. I don't know what that says. I think that's less, though. I kind of took this picture as shittily as possible. I apologize, guys. On my phone, it zooms in a lot better. I don't know why it doesn't zoom in as well here. That's a little bit annoying. Did I take the same picture? Okay, yeah, so... Alright, so we got the white sticks. 6,000 mega transfer. We got 449. And we got the same thing that's black as 3... Wait, I actually didn't notice this before. Why are white PC parts, like, $100 more expensive? I have a friend of mine that, only likes white PC parts. That's it. They don't want to buy anything with any color. They're gonna be paying a huge tax. Why the fuck does the same thing, but in white, cost almost $200 more than the one in black? What the fuck is this? What? I don't understand. Like, is it just because the white one is harder to produce? Oh, we got an ad coming soon. I apologize, guys. I did not realize. But what the fuck? I genuinely did not know this before. I'm sorry. Like, this is pretty funny. What the fuck is this? Alright, sure. Fine. if you want to cost that much money, then go ahead. Fuck you, like fuck me, I guess. Holy RAM. And the best part, there are a lot of people in the store that day. They are all getting scammed. Every single one of them are getting scammed. It is bad. In fact, I'm gonna go back onto the Newegg site. Oh my god, it always opens up off. Then let me search. Sorry, I'm not showing this to you guys because I want you to be as surprised as I am. Let's see. Okay, we got an ad going. Sorry guys, I apologize. Ads fucking suck, but they have to be done because Twitch hates their viewers. I think almost every streamer genuinely wishes they could turn ads off because, like, you know, they really detract from the overall experience. I don't think a lot of streamers make money from ad revenue, I'm not gonna lie. They make more money from, like, subs and shit and donos. I don't make money from any of this. I just fucking reinvest it. Oh, gosh. But yeah, RAM... RAM has just spiked through the roof. It's just... Alright, let me just... I'm scrolling through Newegg right now. I'll show you guys... Actually, I'll just show you guys now. Fuck it, I don't care. I was gonna show you guys when the ad break ended, but I might as well just show it now, because, like, why not? Okay. So, the thing about RAM is that it's not just the RAM sticks that are the problem, it's also anything that uses RAM chips. So SSDs are an example. Especially NVMEs that are put in everybody's computer. Any SSD, they use DRAM. They use some sort of RAM so that, you know, there's the ability to cache stuff or the ability to store stuff. So RAM chips are used on SSDs. And you can see the change in price here is pretty big. A 4TB NVMe is $369. A 2TB NVMe is $170. Oh gosh. Okay, for those of you who came back from ads, we're looking at SSDs now, and SSDs are also utilizing RAM chips, so they've also got more expensive. It's not just the RAM that's the issue, it's also the other parts. Alright, so please just keep that in mind while we're going over this. So we got a 1TB SSD is $119. It's fucking expensive. Like, for, you know, for our own purposes. Let's just go over... I actually have a NAS, right? I built a NAS on stream. And I'm gonna open up the third picture here. Just to show you guys how expensive this NAS got. I'm just gonna do something real quick before we start there. Markup, and then shapes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that works. Alright. Okay, that works. So let me just show you guys what I want to show you guys here. Alright. This SSD, also, you can see my hands. They're very beautiful, aren't they? This SSD is $300, right? I bought the same SSD for... I bought the same SSD back in August for my NAS build, which I did on this channel, and it cost $180. This thing jumped from $180 to $300 in the span of 3 months. I actually don't know what to say. It got so fucking expensive. I bought this exact same SSD. What do you guys... I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think about this fucking bullshit? Like, I know it's 4 terabytes, right? I know it's a 4 terabyte drive. I need a 4 terabyte drive because it's a fucking NAS. And I don't know. That stuff was expensive. Like, also, I have 128 gigs of RAM in my PC, and that costed about, like, what? Couple hundred? Yeah, a couple hundred. Like, it was two 64 gig kits that cost, like, about 100, 120 each. It was expensive, I know. I needed it for something that I was doing before, but it is expensive. But nowadays, just buying, like, a 32 gigabyte kit is more than what I paid, like, a couple years ago when I bought the 128 gigs of RAM and stuck them all on my computer. That's how bad it's got with RAM. And since Zataris previously asked, let's explain why RAM has gotten so expensive. I also explained this in my short a few days ago, but let's just go into it a bit more. So RAM prices. Why are they so much more money? Why are there so much more money? Well, number one, you see, the usual suspects always come up when it comes to stuff like this. Whoopsie. If you guys know what the usual suspects are, feel free to type in the chat, but the biggest usual suspect is AI. If you guys don't know, AI was previously used on GPUs, right? It was a GPU-only paradigm, so a lot of people use GPUs to run AI models. But nowadays, and I covered this before in another video, LLMs have gotten so fat of parameters that they now can't run on most GPU servers, right? They can't run. It's not possible. So people broke it down into an MOE model. Right? MOE models basically have a bunch of domains of knowledge. So we're just going to make a bunch of infinity. I like using the infinity stone analogy for these types of models. And then we have like the full, the foundational part that is the raw inference of the model. So all of these guys link together to produce your output. Right? And with the MOE model, with having so many parameters, like up to like, I don't know, 1 trillion, let's just say. I think like most services use a lot more. But 1 trillion parameters, right? That's a lot of parameters. It's a fucking huge thing. You're not going to be able to fit that on a single GPU. You're going to need a GPU farm, right? Now, what you can do is you can run all of the necessary inference code on GPU, and you can run all of the experts in domains of knowledge on your CPU, plus RAM. And herein lies the problem. Since RAM, you need a lot of RAM to store all of these model parameters. You need actually more RAM than VRAM. So in this case, the RAM is going to be bought up. And what it's going to do, we have a simple case of supply and demand. So supply goes down, demand goes up. Oh, sorry. Demand goes up. Supply then compensates by going down, which makes the value increase, right? People want more of it. People drain the supply, and therefore the price increases due to scarcity. That's just economics. Again, if there's any problems in my logic there, let me know. But that's the economics I conceive of this case, in this case. So that's why RAM prices went up. Because, and it's not because, you know, your average Joe is buying a shitload of RAM. That could be a small part of it, right? A lot of people run LLMs locally. I used to, not much anymore. It's the data centers. You know, server farms that are buying out all of the RAM. So these server farms are using a shitload of RAM to have like extra space for making bigger models. For example, right? OAI, Meta, Google, I think, and there's many more obviously, but you're going to start seeing a huge increase in volume for RAM for data centers because they're enterprise customers. And what did the consumers have? You average gamers, you average PC builders? Diddly squat. You got nothing. You got nothing. In fact, it's gotten so bad that... Let me find the article that my friend sent in a different server. This was actually very interesting. And I'll definitely credit this guy. He's existing on my stream ever. But... Let me just show you. Right. Oops, wait, that's the wrong window. Whoopsie. Okay. My fault, guys. There we go. Perfect. So, rumor claims that NVIDIA will now ship only GPUs, leaving partners to buy GDDR on their own, meaning that GDDR means video RAM, VRAM, right? So, usually, NVIDIA used to ship their GPUs with VRAM bundled in. It used to be like the full package. Other partners just used to make their own shells and ship the GPU as is. But now, since RAM prices have soared so high, it looks like NVIDIA is starting to just take the page out of their books and say to all of the board partners, hey, get your own RAM, we can't give it to you. And what this will probably do is since GPUs with no inbuilt VRAM, this means that the GPU price will also go up transiently. If this happens, that is. Because, you know, the partners have to acquire RAM somehow, right? It's not easy to get RAM in this day and age because data centers are consuming it, consumers are consuming it, and now next thing you know, you gotta use these RAM factories to make GPU RAM. So it's like, the GPUs are gonna cost more now after the current supply runs out. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. We really need to wait for the market to correct and for RAM demands to be met before we can actually see a decrease in price. But right now, building a PC is kind of a DOA type of thing because, again, do not build a PC at this time. I am begging you guys, don't spend so much money on RAM. And if you know someone that has, like, RAM sticks lying around or something like that, ask them if you could just get it off of them. Like, seriously, because that's probably the best way to get RAM. You got, like, your grandma's, you go to your grandma's house, they have, like, instead of giving you cookies, ask them to give you some RAM, you know? But yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of today's climate. Hopefully that answers Ataris' question as to why everything completely just collapsed on itself. But yeah, that's why the RAM stuff kind of flopped on his face. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But yeah. Let me just look for an article. Yes, the typical grandma that has copious amounts of RAM lying around. I know, right? I mean, that grandma's the cool grandma. You want that grandma. That grandma's awesome. That grandma is the best. They know what they're doing. They know how to help their kids out. Oh my gosh. Yep, RAM got super expensive. Everybody hates everything, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Anyways, let's get out of the RAM hellhole, and let's talk about the Cloudflare hellhole that happened. Actually, fuck. Okay. Do you guys want to talk about worms, or do you guys want to talk about servers? And not the worms that you're thinking about. I'll get some information up about them in a second. What is a worm? Again, I didn't know I have like a crap load of time to research, but, you know, I had some time. I've been very busy during Thanksgiving and hanging with family and shit, so yeah. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so I'm correct. I'm thinking. Let's go over the worm. Okay, this one is cool, though. This one is super cool. I'm gonna show you guys the tweet. Alright, from Replit. I don't really like the guy who runs Replit. He's kind of weird, but yeah, I could just show you. So, the tweet says, NPM worm Shai Hulud is back, and you can see a list of people getting pwned in real time by refreshing the GitHub search page. When a user is infected, the worm collects API keys and secrets and pushes them to a new repo on GitHub. Is there a thread? Nope. Okay. Let me just see what GitHub shows here. Oh my god. 47 pages of the show. Oh no. Wait a minute, bro. What the fuck, bro? Oh, hell no. 4 days ago. Oh, people are still getting fucked over by this thing. Shit, man. Fuck. Okay. So, I'm gonna try and explain this to the best of my ability, but this worm was very, very interesting. Let's talk about the Shai Hulud worm. For those of you who don't know, you know, Shai Hulud. I actually searched this up earlier. It stands for, it's the sandworm. Have you guys ever seen Dune 2? Or Dune? Then you know what the fuck this thing looks like. It's the sandworm. That's what Shai Hulud is. This guy is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a bit funny today, and today we're gonna name the worm the fucking sandworm. Ah, fuck off, man. Alright, anyways, so let's talk about the Shai Hulud virus. So let's first talk about a worm. Now, these aren't like the usual things you see on the ground, the little earthworms, you know. They look like this, they fucking move around on the sidewalk all ugly like, disgusting. But they move around on the sidewalk all ugly like and shit. Nobody, and they fucking dry out and die if you don't pick them up and put them in the grass. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about a worm virus. And the reason why it's called a worm is because, let's say we have one computer that's infected. Right? I'm going to use my medical abbreviations here, I apologize. And then, the worm does its thing, and let's just say we're connected to the network. Right? It's going to infect itself to more PCs. And then those PCs are going to infect themselves and then infect even more PCs. Oops. So it's basically a chain reaction. That's what a worm virus is. It's literally spreading itself across like a parasite. Let's just say you eat a piece of contaminated food, you have a parasite, you do the fecal-oral route, and then next thing you know, the parasite's in many more people. So yeah, that's how a parasite works, but it's basically the same thing. So that's a worm, okay? Now, how did the worm work? Well, my friends, we're going to look at the world's most trust-focused package manager. It's another NPM bug. Oh my, I feel like NPM just gets completely cooked every Tuesday. Like, there's been so many NPM bugs that have just completely broke the internet for so long. And if you guys don't know, NPM is the package manager for JavaScript. It's a package manager. So NPM is JavaScript. And as you guys also know, the entire internet is mostly powered by JavaScript nowadays. So a lot of people use frameworks like React, Vue. Oh fuck, I cannot spell today. Svelte, I guess. A bunch of those, web frameworks. And they all have one thing in common, which is NPM. So yeah, that's just how important NPM is to the internet. And when NPM gets breached, then it's never a good day for the internet and developers who use it. So yeah. Now let's go over what Shai-Hulud did, right? Basically, what this worm does is, number one, it infects itself in packages, right? So NPM packages. When a developer builds with NPM, they always run npm install. So it installs the packages for them. When install is run, there's an option to run a post-install script. Just to clean things up, right? I don't think Dino has support for this, I don't recall, but they have a post-install script, right? So it runs a script after everything is installed, or after that specific package is installed. What Shai-Hulud does is it creates a post-install script to search and fetch API keys from everywhere on the person's machine, right? So from there, let's say it finds a bunch of API keys, because it most definitely will. It then runs a GitHub Actions script and also uploads the keys to a GitHub repository, because it's very likely that these people who are developing use GitHub to publish their shit. And that's the cool part, right? So when we searched Shai-Hulud in GitHub, it was actually showing who was getting fucked over in real time. This is all the worm's doing. It's doing all this automatically, by the way. That's the crazy part. So it's spreading itself, and it's able to spread itself across multiple packages in NPM and cause a chain reaction where everybody is being completely fucked up by this worm. It is bad. Like, this thing is going to require so long to clean up. Now, the worm then propagates itself across more packages, more installs, causing more people to be compromised, and causing more failures. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's essentially what it does. That's the Shai-Hulud worm. It is a very cool thing to look at post-mortem, but it's definitely very bad when it happens. I guess the moral of the story is never use NPM for anything sensitive, I guess? I don't fucking know. I mean, people are going to use NPM no matter what. If it wasn't NPM, it would be pip, because people use Python as the second most language, so who knows? But yeah, it's basically yet another package exploit, by exploiting a package, which depends on many packages, causing this catastrophic failure, which is pretty fucking insane. Alright. But yeah. Pretty simple. Pretty simple stuff, you know? Nothing too crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought about that. I'll look up an article that hopefully explains it better while you guys chitter chatter over there if you guys want to. Shai Hulud 2. And this actually happened again. Right? Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot to tell you guys. So when it actually published and got a hold of your GitHub API key, it actually did a funny. It changed some repositories from private to public. So let's say like a company gets infected with Shai Hulud, and that company has like a very, very private piece of their code that they keep on GitHub for some reason. And next thing you know, they get infected, the switch gets flipped, and now everyone can see that code because of the worm did it. Oh my god. And the best part is the creator didn't have to do anything. He just had to deploy whatever. They had to deploy the worm, and that was it. That's all that had to be done, and it just infected the entirety of NPM. What a fucking wild ride, man. This is why I like cybersecurity. It's always fun to look at stuff like this, because cybersec is just like an interesting field to show where everything just goes to shit, right? Everything just, you know, collapses all of a sudden. You don't know when, you don't know why, it just happens. Which is so fucking cool to me, man. It's so fucking sick. Anyways. I'm gonna take a little bit of an idle break. Just to, you know, fresh myself up, get some water. I'll run an ad for now, and then we'll come back. We can talk about the next part of the topic, which is Cloudflare, which is probably what I'm going to spend the most on. Actually, wait. Before we do that, let me just... Oh, yeah. Let's go over the article here. Okay. Here we go. This is an article that goes over the entire bug, and it probably explains this better than I did. Hopefully, it does, and helps validate my claims a bit. But yeah. So let's read this. Alright, so a new Shai Hulud linked NPM supply chain campaign compromised major packages. These were Trojanized into GitHub repos populated with stolen victim data. Some of these patches are highly prevalent, occurring in roughly 27% of cloud and code environments scanned by Wiz. I guess this is the website. The number of compromised packages is steadily growing. Of course it is. The blast radius is massive because it's a worm. The attack is accelerating because it's a worm. Exfiltration is conducted as a cross-victim, which means your data might have been published on a repository of an unaffiliated GitHub user. Oh, geez. So, what that means is if, you know, you were compromised, your own data might be published somewhere else, on someone else's account, which is kind of bad. Like, really bad. That is really, really bad. A new pre-install phase malware variant increases exposure across build and runtime environments. So, execution during pre-install, which I said before, running stuff before you install things. Yeah, so it gets really bad. So let's read the timeline. So it starts by repositories being created on GitHub containing leaked secrets. Then malicious package versions were being uploaded as early evidence. Second phase was observed. Exploitation of compromised credentials was observed through Discord, for example. Let's see here. Initial push plus roughly 3,200 repositories. GitHub support reaches out, is removing repositories, which, you know, it hasn't really fully done because, you know, we saw the GitHub page and it completely cooked. It was completely screwed up. And then, okay, yeah, so then there's just like a bunch of packages. Got it. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's look at the actual stuff that happened. So what is this campaign? It's NPM supply chain compromises, okay? So Wiz Research can confirm that cross-victim exfiltration has taken place, yada yada yada. It executes during the pre-install phase. It creates the following files, which we saw before, and it also attempts to create a discussion.yaml inside the GitHub workflow so that it can populate itself even further. And you can see right here that a lot of packages were compromised as of this attack. And it is bad. Oh my god. I think, okay, it looks like anyone that used Postman had this problem. Jesus. This is fucking crazy, man. This is so crazy. It just keeps going. Let's look at the YAML file here, the backdoor workflow. The discussion.yaml appears to function as a persistence mechanism. Okay. By recreating an infected machine in a repository, we managed to execute code in a compromised system. And it can act as a backdoor. Ow. Dude. This is so fucking cool. I mean, I get it. It's bad for the people that got infected, but this is still so fucking cool. Oh my god. I like it. This is a very, like, this, compared to the attack that happened before, where like one package was infected and then spread across dependents, this is like one package and it's spread to other packages, widening the scope of the attack to just cover the entirety of NPM, essentially. That's pretty sick. Anyways, I shall take a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes after the ad, hopefully. And I'll see you guys in a minute, and we'll talk about Cloudflare. Alright? Sounds good. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, man. I love ads. Love ads. Great platform. Great platform, Twitch. Love you. Alright. Let's go over the Cloudflare shit. And then maybe I'll just chill, call it a day, maybe do some code. I don't know. I do want to upload some shit to, my website that I haven't done in a while. Now that I'm on my Mac, I can do it without crying, so... So yeah, again, I know I can talk too fast. I know that. If you guys have any questions, if you guys just want to sit back, you know, just listen to some tech news on the radio, more than happy to provide that to you. But if you guys have any questions, stuff that I'm asking about, you want to know, like, what a concept is that I'm talking about, ask away. I don't bite at all. Alright. Let's go over Cloudflare. And we reviewed the article already, so I'm just going to find a different article. Cloudflare... death, I guess. The day the internet died again. Wow. Cool. What's this? Think of death. Oh, okay. What's this? This is kind of relevant, actually. This is actually kind of relevant. I'm sorry about this. GG again. What he got? What happened? Oh, GG to Cloud4. Yeah. They got fucked. Oh, yeah. This. Fuck. I'm gonna talk about DDoS attacks. Let's talk about DDoS attacks, because they are... Let me lower volume, sorry. They are super relevant to this entire mess that Cloudflare caused themselves. Oh my god, you guys are gonna love this. Alright. Let me turn on my iPad. So let's talk about DDoS attacks. These are called distributed denial of service attacks. Let's just say we have a server, right? And we have multiple PCs. Alright, so we have 4 PCs. Let's just say every PC is sending a huge volume of data. Let's put an astronomical volume, like 1 petabyte of data, to the server. This is obviously not true, but let's say it's sending that much. Basically, the goal is to have so many PCs sending all of that data at once so that the server gets overloaded and then crashes, causing an outage. That is a DDoS attack, in short. But the way that PCs get to this point isn't, you know, by random chance. It's by an organized attack, usually. Through a botnet, where a virus infects a bunch of computers and basically hides in the background until it's ready to strike. So all of these bots, these PCs, are infected. So we're going to put an I signifying that they're infected. And they will all send that much data to that one server at the same time. That's how a botnet works. And that's how most DDoS attacks work. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these in real time, but they're pretty devastating, and they can take a very long time to clear up because all of that data is probably stuck in a queue, and you need to basically flush it out in order for the service to work. Flush it out, ban the clients and everything in order for the service to work properly. So that's why, you know, Cloudflare exists, right? So Cloudflare is a proxy server, which with its main goal being to protect against DDoS attacks, right? By protecting against DDoS attacks, you know, websites can operate properly without fear of having their servers compromised. They basically just do a bunch of challenge checks to, you know, check if you're a bot or something like that, because most DDoSes are performed by bots, almost all of them, actually. So yeah, they basically are checking, are you a robot or are you a human? Through a lot of series of CAPTCHAs and a bunch of checks and stuff like that to make sure everything works. And Cloudflare is a very, very lucrative service, right? It offers a lot of web services for basically free, right? You could get a free account on Cloudflare. A lot of people, including myself, use Cloudflare for DNS. It's a really, really good service for doing that. So, what happens when the biggest web entity goes down? This means that every website that's running proxied by Cloudflare also goes down. You'll see something like this, you know, it says, you, Cloudflare, and then website. The website is good, you are good, but Cloudflare is not. So that's the overall reason as to why Cloudflare is so important, because it is the man in the middle between you and the website if the developer configures it, right? So that's Cloudflare in a nutshell. Now let's talk about the irony as to what happened. Because this is so funny. I'll just show you guys the... Let's just see, ping of death attack. So the ping of death attack is a denial of service attack in which the attacker disrupts a targeted machine by sending a packet larger than the maximum allowable size, causing the target to freeze and crash. The original ping of death attack is less common today. A related attack known as an ICMP flood attack, which is what I previously talked about, is more prevalent. So basically, a malicious packet is sent, causing the victim to completely get nuked. So one step is to add checks, basically. Cloudflare is literally just a software used to check things. That's it. But the irony is that Cloudflare itself actually went down because of this. So let's talk about Cloudflare DDoS. And you can read the article for this in the postmortem, but I took a look at it earlier, like last week and earlier today, just to make sure my sources were right. And oh my god, this is insane. So Cloudflare essentially DDoSed itself. Yeah. Yep. Cloudflare DDoSed itself. I didn't even know that was possible. Basically what happened was that one of Cloudflare's services uses AI to help, figure out what to mitigate, right? And that AI requires some form of data, which I assume is prompts, or some sort of, file that contains a bunch of stuff to help train the AI as we're going on. So basically, inside its database, its long-term storage, there was a file, so this file right here, built up. And there was a piece of code written in Rust that had, a certain thing, I'll talk about that in a second, that failed. And it failed and didn't get caught. So essentially, there were a bunch of errors and successes that built up within this file. This file then got sent over to a different server, or the server that runs stuff. So it got sent to prod, right? And then next thing you know, it's a large-ass file being sent to a single server. King of Dead DDoS attack, essentially. Server's cooked. Oh my god. That's literally it. That's literally it. Cloudflare crashed because it just DDoSed itself. That's all it did. It has a service. One of the pieces of code got fucked over, and all of the errors built up because there was no way to exit it. And the next thing you know, everything was sent over, blew up whatever was there for the infrastructure, and froze the servers, which then caused the internet to go down. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about them apples? When was this again? This was last week. I think last Tuesday this happened, where everything just completely died due to Cloudflare just going out. A lot of websites died. My website actually died because I run on Cloudflare, like I previously said. But yes. This was on Tuesday. Let me lower the music, sorry. But yeah, that's essentially what caused the internet to die that day. It's not, as you guys know, there's a lot of points of failure in the internet. It's not AWS. It's not Azure. This time it's just the other thing that props the internet up for a lot of reasons. I think I'm making a prediction. The next service to fail will be Google Cloud Platform, because it hasn't failed yet. We're waiting. We're waiting for the We're waiting for the failure to happen, guys. We're waiting for it. When is Google gonna fall? When is its house of cards gonna collapse through some random prod error that we never know about? And when can I get my hands on the postmortem for, as Maddie previously said, that sweet, sweet content? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. I guess for now, let's look at the article. For outage. I'll look it up for you guys. Here we go. They made a blog. I read this last week, but we're going to read it again just because it's kind of relevant to this stream. Okay? Actually, really relevant to this stream. So, Cloudflare's network began experiencing significant failures. The issue was not caused directly or indirectly by a cyber attack or activity of any kind. It was caused because you fucked up. House of Cards, a structure built of playing cards precariously balanced together. Yep. That's what it is. I feel like most internet networks are just a house of cards. One bad wind gust and it'll all come crumbling down, causing, everybody to just fucking collapse. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So, yeah, so I see it right here. So what are Cloudflare services? The bot management system. they have a feature file, which is an AI file, basically. It's like an embeddings file, I'd assume. The feature file doubled in size, and it propagated to machines that make up the network. So that when the feature file was pushed to the prod server, it basically froze it and caused a DDoS attack. Oh my god, they really just fucked themselves over just randomly, huh? That is fucking insane. Holy shit. Let's see. In the internal instant chat room, we're concerned that this might be the continuation of the Isuru DDoS attacks. Big botnet. That's not the botnet. Let me just see the code here. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna scroll down. Actually, let's look at the timeline. Fuck it. So we start normal. We have the deploy of the database change. Deployment reaches customer environments. Okay, so then next thing you know, it starts to crash. And then you're gonna start checking the first impacted spot. Then you're gonna start checking the second impacted spot. Then you're going to roll back, and you're going to stop the creation, which makes sense. You're going to want to stop the source, and then you're going to want to roll back to a working version, and then it resolves. So this went on from, okay, 11:05 UTC, that's about 10:98, so about 7 a.m. Eastern, which is my time zone. So 7 a.m. Eastern to 3, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, about 1 p.m. Eastern, this was going on. So that's a much better fix compared to AWS and Azure's fix. But yeah, so Cloudflare completely died here. I believe there is a piece of... Yeah, here we go, okay. So, welcome to Rust, guys. If you guys don't know what Rust is, it's not the game, it's not the metal, it's not the plant, programming language. Programming language that's gotten a lot of popularity in recent years. I've programmed in Rust before. It's a fun language to use. I mean, it can also be really annoying, but it's pretty fun. It's a video game. Yeah, it's a video game. It's also a programming language. That's what we're talking about today. So it's blazingly fast, memory efficient, no runtime, garbage collector. It can do everything. It's really good for systems. It's really good for a bunch of stuff. In fact, a lot of Python software is written in the backend in Rust because Rust is so fast and it's memory safe, so it's like a no-brainer. Why the fuck won't you just use it from the start, right? So that's what Rust is. Great programming language to use. Has a steep learning curve, but yeah, maybe I'll cover that in a different stream, talking about like programming languages and such. Maybe you could do it next week. I don't know. But yeah, so let's go back to the Cloudflare incident here. Okay, so memory pre-allocation. Each module running on our proxy service has a number of limits in place to avoid unbounded memory consumption and to pre-allocate memory as a performance optimization. In this specific instance, the bot management system has a limit on the number of machine learning features that can be used at runtime, so basically propagating what can be used. Currently, that limit is set to 200 so that Cloudflare doesn't exceed its, own memory allocation. So, well above our current use of 60 features. The limit exists for performance reasons. When the bad file with more than 200 features was propagated, the limit was hit, resulting in the system panicking. And therefore, because of that, this simple line of code here that has an unwrap, I'll explain what that is in a second, this caused this shit to occur, huge panic. Since there was a huge panic, what happened was that, it built up, inflated everything, sent the file to the server, and caused the server to crash. Again, a self-DDoS. Alright. But the thing is, let's look at this image here, because it shows us the code. So let's see, fetch features, so that's fetching the feature file. Okay. So it takes in the self class, takes in the bot, okay, so this doesn't matter. We check the sum of the file just to make sure it's good. Then we get all of the values of the features, and we get the names of them, and then we unwrap it because it's an optional. Okay, so let's explain what an unwrap does. So let's explain what an optional does, because honestly, this is probably one of the most fun things in programming in terms of typing, right? So, optionals. Right, so an optional, think of it like a box, right? You know what the type is, so let's say we have an option of a number. Right, I'm going to be making pseudocode here. So this is a box that contains a number or nothing. Right, so it either contains something or nothing, but you as the user don't know. The developer doesn't know what it contains. So there are many ways to open this box. Either you can open the box and see what's inside, right? Is it nothing or a number? This is referenced as some number or none, right? However, if you try and unwrap an optional value and you try and do stuff with it, right? If you try and do stuff on something that doesn't exist, it's gonna fail. And in this case, that's what happened. We try and do something on our optional value, and it fails. Because there's nothing there. Because the database file had so many issues, which caused basically a giant explosion to happen. So there's a huge failure in this case. So, since we have that box with number and nothing, we have none, it fails. But is there a way to make it so that if there is none, can we do something else? This is where Rust's safer features come in. So unwrap is only used, like, if you know that there's something inside that optional that you can use. Then there's unwrap or else. And this takes in a function that could be executed in the event when there's nothing inside. So that's something that they should have used, especially in production code, to harden their software. Like, especially in this case, because, like, if you're using an insecure method that could cause this many errors, by hardening the software by using unwrap or else, it will definitely help mitigate the problems that exist inside this overall structure. So yeah. Pretty bad stuff. But I feel like the best part here is that, you know, Cloudflare figured this out pretty quickly, actually. And we could just scroll down here. The recommendation is hardening ingestion of configuration files, enabling more global kill switches just in case, you know, something happens, eliminating the ability for core dumps or other error reports to overwhelm system resources, which makes sense, reviewing failure modes for error conditions across all core proxy modules, which is the unwrap or else that I previously mentioned. So yeah, today was Cloudflare's worst outage since 2019. We've had outages that made our dashboard unavailable, but in the last 6+ years, we never had an outage that caused the majority of core traffic to stop flowing through our network. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That is the overall Cloudflare failure. Oh my god. That was definitely... that was a lot to go through. For sure. Like, that was a lot to go through. I'm gonna look at RAM again, just so we can explore a bit. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around all over the place today, but man, all of this stuff... This is what I love about tech. Like, all of this stuff just happens at once, and it is so much fun to cover, because it's just tech being tech. Like, you never see this stuff unless you, like, properly hunt the news. Most people don't, right? I don't. I look at Twitter, I see stuff pop up, but whenever something big happens, it just shows up everywhere, and it's great. Oh, man. But I hope you guys are liking the tech news. I hope you guys are liking this stuff. But for now, I'm just going to look at memory. Let's see how much this costs. Corsair Vengeance costs 94. Holy fuck, dude. Why does this shit cost so much money, man? Oh my god. I feel so bad for the people that are building PCs right now, because, like, it just is way too expensive. I don't know if you guys want to build a PC in the future. It also, like, brought up a good point of concern. If you guys remember, like, I talked about the Steam frame and the new Steam machine in the last stream, and the Steam machine is a PC, right? So, how much is it gonna cost now that the RAM is so expensive? Did they, like, buy a bunch of RAM, make the machines, or are they gonna be, you know, having problems with all of that, just with sourcing RAM for the machine? Because, like, obviously, it's gonna cost money. I mean, I think it would cost money, you know? Oh, man. I don't know. Like, I'd love to know what causes all this stuff to be so expensive. Fuck. Fucking crazy shit, man. Like, I don't know. It's just... Let's just see. How much do GPUs cost nowadays? Okay, it looks like GPUs haven't properly spiked yet. These are, like, around the same... Again, GPUs are super fucking expensive to start with, so I don't think anything really will happen here until NVIDIA starts pushing out their new RAM changes, but... Yeah, I don't think anything much is gonna go crazy here. Not too bad. Steam became a RAM manufacturing company. Imagine if Lord Gaben saves everyone by manufacturing RAM. That'd be so funny. Like, fucking Gabe comes out with the GabeCube, with the Gabe RAM, and the Gabe VR, and the Gabe CPU. Everything is just Gabe. Oh my god. But yeah, the Steam machine is gonna cost a shitload of money. I have doubts that it will rival... Why'd the music turn off? What the fuck? I have doubts that it will rival a lot of consoles. Gabe Vision, exactly. Gabe is now your personal hallucination. He's now your personal sleep paralysis demon. Oh my god. Yep, he's haunting you in your dreams, guys. You do not want Gabe in your dreams. I personally would not want him. Unless he's selling me something. Then I'll take it. You know? That's the good shit. Would you guys want Gabe Newell in your dreams? Let me know. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I know some people that would. I know some people that are huge Steam stands and Valve stands that if they saw Gabe in their dreams, they'd start praying or some shit. Like, that's how much of a stand they are for fucking Steam. But, yeah. Yeah, but GPUs don't cost that much at the moment, which is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. It will cost more soon, so probably buy a GPU if you can. Let's see how much CPUs cost, actually. AMD CPU. Let's see. Jesus Christ. Oh, $64. Okay, whatever. 414. 699 bucks. Faustian deal Gabe. Yes. Yes, that is right. 7600X is only 200 bucks? Damn. Okay, so CPUs are getting expensive, which is good. I know motherboards are expensive, though. Next thing you know, we're gonna start, like, the fact that RAM costs as much as, like, a full game console is crazy to me. Like, for example, you could buy buy a full PS5 for the price of RAM, for some of those RAM prices that we previously saw. You could almost buy an Xbox Series X for a price of, like, 32 gigs of RAM. Holy fuck. I told you guys, like, how much I paid for my RAM already, like... God damn. We are living in a time where I guess corporations are taking hardware again. This is actually worse than the crypto stuff. I think with just crypto it was GPUs, if I remember correctly. It wasn't even like computer parts. It was just the GPUs that were super expensive. But now we have this RAM issue, and it's just like, god damn. Actually, let me take a look at... Okay. I'm gonna look at Apple. The reason why I'm gonna look at Apple is because they're notorious for making their RAM overpriced as shit. My friend was actually looking at buying a MacBook, and he was like, oh, what should I buy? Is it a good idea? I'm gonna buy a MacBook Pro. So as you guys know, if you go from like 512 gigabytes of RAM, let me see. Yeah, 512 gigs. Same memory capacity, by the way. 512 gigs of RAM to 1 terabyte of RAM, you're paying like $200 extra, right? Let's see the comparable price between a 512 gigabyte SSD and a 1 terabyte SSD. Yeah, 200 bucks. Okay. So 512 gigabyte NVMe. Okay, so that's what most people will probably buy. All right, so let's see this Team Group one here is 39 bucks, 40 bucks, okay? Let's see a 1 terabyte NVMe. Okay, $119. So if we do the math, right? So 40 minus 120 minus 40 is approximately 80. I don't have to get a calculator out for that. So $80 difference versus a $200 difference for an extra 512 gigabytes of SSD. Apple, what in the ever-loving fuck are you doing? I have a MacBook right now. I fucking got scammed. Holy shit. Okay, so for people that... Okay, let's check the RAM price, actually. So go from $17.99, we go up to 24 gigabytes of RAM with the same SSD. Okay, so this is a good comparison. Alright, so we go from another $200 price increase for RAM, specifically. We have the same amount of SSD storage, same SSD, we just add about 8 more gigabytes of RAM to our PC. Or sorry, our laptop. Alright, let's go on Newegg and check the price for each step. So 16 gigabyte RAM. I think this one won't be as easy to figure out. Okay, so 129 bucks. Let's just go with that one. 24 gigabytes of RAM. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so this is 48 gigs. I don't think it's easy to say. Okay, so let's do this then. So we got 129 bucks. We're gonna cut the price of the 48 gig RAM in half. So in this case, we're gonna do 550 over 2. So 550 over 2 is... Fuck, I'm getting a calculator out. I'm in medical school. I'm not getting paid enough for this shit. Shut up. Alright, 550 over 2 is 275. Okay, thank you. So 275 each. Alright, so we go from 120... 275 minus 120 is a $155 gap. Okay. Okay. So you can see here that, you know, Apple's RAM deal is still pretty fucking expensive. It's a little bit more expensive than the current RAM price difference, though. Oh my god. When Apple seems like somewhat viable, you know you fucked up. Let's see here. So you got 24, 24, 36. I think this one might be better to compare against. No, actually it's not. Fuck. Yeah. You can see like the sheer fucking price of these things. I actually have this computer. This guy right here. This is a good PC. But it is fucking expensive. It's $2,000, bruh. Like, this, if you're buying a MacBook, you are buying an investment. I think the competitor is Framework PCs. Framework laptops. Like... This laptop is cool, such that, like, everything is replaceable. So you can basically just get the chassis, install, like, your own storage, RAM, SSD, even, like, your own, like, USB ports. And you can just, you know, swap everything that you want. The only problem is that it's using, like, it's not as efficient as the MacBook, because it's not an ARM processor. So you're gonna start seeing a lot less efficiency on that front. But yeah, so we got... all of these Framework laptops. This is pretty cool company. I like them. I might... Honestly, my next laptop might be a Framework, depending on what I feel like getting. And might run Linux, who knows. Right now, I love my Mac, and I think I won't part from it for a long time. But, yeah, maybe a Framework might be the next step. Who knows? I know my friend Stuck's got this, so... I'll ask him what he thinks about it, but... Yeah, let's just see how much these cost. I'm just gonna click a bunch of random options and we'll see. Okay, memory, here we go. Okay, I don't think I could really tell. Well, we could try and subtract the price and see what works here. Okay, bring my own storage, bring my own operating system, sure, whatever. And then US English keyboard. Okay, that works. Okay, so we got $979 with DDR5 5600 RAM. Okay, so 979. And then we go to 32 gigs. So 979, 1059 minus 979. That's $80. Okay, so it's an $80 upgrade for RAM. So that's actually more economical than the desktop version. Than upgrade from a desktop RAM, which is pretty fucking insane. So yeah, I guess Framework isn't scamming you as much as Apple. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, hopefully that gives you guys like an overview as to like just the relativity of how much RAM prices actually are compared to what you might see. Oh god, we got an ad coming up. God damn it. But yes. It's gonna be interesting seeing how much all of these new Steam products cost, because everybody is talking about them. Everybody thinks they're gonna blow consoles out of the water for some reason. I personally don't think that. I think they both have their own niches, which are open and good and great because competition is always good. But yeah, I think there's some sort of flawed logic there. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I mean, I'll let this ad run, I guess, coming up soon. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the overall experience of tech. Oh, man. But yeah, maybe now... I don't really have too much to cover, honestly. After this, let's just go into my, like, stream assets. Yeah, I just bookmarked this here. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have too much to cover in the world of tech right now, because we just covered it all. Oh, wait, there's the... What the fuck is this? Why did I book... Your smart water purifier will give you drinking water because your AWS is down. I remember we talked about, like, the bed going down and crashing because of AWS. That was a funny time. Oh my god. Alright, I think a good thing to do would be to finish up some code, because I need to add a couple of images. And actually, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We're gonna show you guys the new art that I'm gonna be uploading to my website because I am lazy as shit. Where is the conversion website that my friend forwarded me? Let me see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, this. This is cool. This is super cool. Okay. Oh, it's opened here. Okay, sweet. Alright, so this is a... Okay, we got 10 seconds, so I'll show you guys this after the ad's finished. Fucking ads. I hate them. Okay, there we go. We're back. Alright. So... Yep, sweet. Okay, we're back. So, this is vert.sh, and let me just show you guys what this is all about. Basically, a lot of file converters, let's just say Cloud Convert, for example, right? They run all of your conversion in their servers. This runs all of your conversion locally through using WebAssembly, which is a sort of language, in addition to JavaScript, that runs on browsers. So it's a alternative, quote-unquote, to JavaScript for running this type of code, and it allows you to convert anything to anything just using a WebAssembly thing, which is fucking cool. That's crazy. I love it. It's great. Well, yeah, so this will be very useful in the future. If anyone ever, you know, wants to use this thing, I can just paste it here. Oh, maybe I can't. OBS, hello? You wanna... Nope? Okay. Let's put it here. This is a good website. You probably should bookmark it. It's really good. But yeah, let me show you guys the images I'm going to be using for... I need to upload these to my little gallery widget in my website here, and what better time to do than now, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Okay. Okay, that one. What have I uploaded here? I'm stuck. Alright. Let me just find the images and then we'll go from there. Because I think if you guys don't know my website... Oh wait, maybe I should keep this open. This is my website right here from Monami, so I just need to upload more images in here. I'm trying to find like which ones I did and didn't upload. Okay, so all the recent ones aren't on my Mac. That fucking sucks. So let me find them real quick. Because a lot of talented artists made them, and I'm very thankful for them. It's great. Alright. I have that one. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't show this. Because they're my DMs. Alright. Oh my god. I don't know, like, I think Twitter, like, fucked up chat beyond existence, because Twitter's new chat feature completely fucked up so many previous conversations. It's just mind-numbing. And nowadays, instead of, like, seeing, oh, 2 of your group chats now have stuff, I now have, like, so many pings of just, like, random shit. It's fucking stupid. Alright, let me download this. Do the stream folder here. Oh, it's in here. Okay, sweet. Okay. Then we're gonna want to open my Finder. Copy this over here. I think I should also open a website VS Code. Let me do that real quick. Sorry, 1 second. It's a little bit bland. I apologize. Okay, so my website's in VS Code. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna show you guys the code because I've been working on this for like the past few days, I think. Code. Here we go. Why the hell do you look like that? Alright, let me fix that. Ah, shit. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Oh, what the... Oh, yeah, this is Brave. Okay. Sweet. Blow it up. There we go. And let's collapse this. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Yeah, this is my website that's written in Astro. It's like a full framework and everything for website static site development. It's really nice. I like it personally. But yeah, let me actually... Okay, let me pull everything. Okay, cool. Coolio. Alright. So, if you guys... I showed you guys the gallery already. But, I think I have the gallery here. Yes, here we go. So this is the full gallery with all the images downsized and animated, as you can see right here. Looks pretty nice. So yeah, what we're going to do is just tag the new images that I have. And, oh yeah, this Christmas one I really like. It's almost time for the season, actually, like festive season. You know, Christmas time, everybody's happy, everyone's, you know, getting ready for the holiday, Monami, I guess. I might commission another Christmas art. I don't know. I'll see. You guys think I should commission a Christmas art? And if you guys have artists that you want to recommend, let me know. I'd be happy to commission them for stuff like this. I don't mind. As long as it's like in a timely manner, obviously. I also got Vix making more emojis for Monami, so those will be coming out soon enough in Discord. I don't think I have enough emoji slots here, so yeah, we're gonna have to see, but... let's see. So I use a EXIF tool. Oh, jeez, it froze my PC for a second there. Okay. I fucking broke my shit. Alright, I'll show you guys what I can see in a second. Okay. So we're gonna paste... This is actually a viewer of the stream now. Just copy this image. And I'm gonna paste it into the art folder of my website. You'll see it pop up in VS Code in a second. Documents, projects... site. Oh, yeah. SRC. Assets. Monami. Art. There we go. That's one. Then there was a second one, I think. Let me try and find it. My fucking Mac file system is so cooked, it's not even funny. Alright, so we got a GIF file here. GIF, whatever. So this is the studying animation that we see, that you sometimes see. And this is a commission that I made of a viewer here now, Tailipped, the medical student. So, made a really good job. I love it. It's great. But yeah, I mean, I recommend... Yeah, go support her. She's great at what she does. Alright, I got that. I don't think there's any other art that I commissioned recently, because I've been working on something big, but I'll talk about it in, like, the future. But yeah. So what we need to do now is I gotta open this up in the EXIF tool GUI. So let me do that first, and then we'll go on from there. I actually do need to convert the GIF to a PNG. So we're gonna do that real quick using vert. Okay. Where is it? Here we go. Let me show you guys Brave again. Alright, so we're gonna convert this guy using vert.sh and see if it works properly. So we're gonna convert the GIF to... Oh, it can't convert? The fuck? Oh man. Oh no, wait, that's right, actually. Hold on. Let's do a convert and see what happens. Is it gonna make an APNG? I don't know. Okay. So we got one done. Okay. Nope, it just managed to stack it. Okay. So that's one thing Vert can't do, I guess. Convert a GIF to an APNG. That fucking sucks. Let's look it up. Okay, easy GIF, that's fine. Let's just do that. Where is the... Here we go. I also need to resize the image. Okay. I'm gonna upload, convert it to an APNG, and then we're gonna see from there. Alright, so that's one thing I guess the converter can't do, which is convert a GIF to an APNG, which kind of sucks, honestly. I thought that would be something that it could do. I guess not. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this to finish. In the meantime, we're going to fix up the... Oh, I guess it finished. That was quick. Nice. Alright, convert. I like the little cat. Look at the cat, it's dancing. I guess it's running like FFmpeg in the background to convert it to an APNG. I'll explain why I'm using an anime PNG in a second. Because, like, it's pretty important in this case. I love how it's dancing, though. Thinking it's sweet-ass time. Fuck you, little cat. Goofy-aw cat. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Frames, 120. A little bit slow. What the fuck? Why is it so... Why is it slower? Let me save the image and see if it... Oh, for... Okay, let me just... the fucking preview doesn't let me view a GIF. Fucker. Alright. Yes. Okay, it just didn't render it properly, that's why. It's fine. Okay, I'll show you guys what I mean in a sec. It just did not render properly. There we go. See? Looks... So here's what the GIF looks like. Here's what the PNG version looks like. You anime girl. Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like she's talking to you on your screen. Oh my god, I love you guys. It's almost like the fucking little goober. Actually, hold on. Let me just show you. The little goober you see right here is the same person. That's Monami rendered as... Yeah. Oh shit. Oops. There we go. You little two fucking trolls, man. Alright. Let's properly title this. Alright, so I'm gonna delete the GIF file. We don't need that. Alright, let's rename this to... This was... When was this done? Let me check my DMs real quick and see when this was sent. I usually name the files in chronological order because they need to be named that way so that the website orders them properly. When was this sent to me? When did it... Okay, November 9th. Alright, so it's gonna be called 11-9-09-25 K-lipped Monami Robo I guess Robo Club. I don't know. That works. That names it properly, I guess. Alright, sweet. 1109, 12, 12, 4. I feel like the proper way to do it, actually... Because we're having a small snag here. So we see this 24, right? We have all this stuff here. Okay. Let me do something. Actually, I'll do it after. Fuck it. So first we're gonna go to the... First I'm gonna resize the image, actually. So I'm bouncing around the walls here because I keep forgetting the process for this stuff. We're gonna figure out in a second. What the fuck is this? Yeah, okay. What's going on with me today? Projects. You switch this to a list. Site. Public. Monami. Oop, wrong one. SRC, there we go. And we're just going to resize this to a percentage. Like, the best way to tell if somebody's yoinked your image and used it as their own is to just resize the image like this. Tools, adjust size, there we go. And we're gonna reset, yeah, this is a pretty fucking fat image. We're just gonna set it to the 1080 1920. 48%. Okay, so that's 48% of the size. That's fine. Gonna resize that, save it. What's the tip? Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff like watermarking it down and such, but I feel like resizing it is one way to A, make it easier to load on your website, and B, also, like, you know, make it so the original artwork just can't be yoinked like that. So, it's helpful. So, like, I personally have the original artwork, but if I'm showing it publicly, just as a precaution. I don't know. That's something I do. I don't know if that's, like, a common practice in the art world. It's just something I would do. I see a lot of people use watermark. Yeah, a lot of them do use watermark as well. I don't think it's over here. Yeah, this one does. This one has a watermark. This one does not. Yeah, I don't think most of my images do, actually. I know for, like, AI image gen, you know, people put watermarks there, and also for AI image gen, that doesn't work, like, half the time because people just reverse engineer it anyway, so... Yeah, tip for you guys tip for artists in the chat, if you guys are there, a lot of those tools like Glaze actually don't fucking do shit. In fact, people can just reverse engineer it and it'll work just fine. Like, that's the unfortunate reality. A lot of people explain, like, oh, AI can reverse... No, it's AI can't reverse the watermark. People make scripts, so it reverses the watermark so that the model can use it. That's what happens. Because, let's say, the idea of Glaze or something like that is to apply, like, a filter or change the pixels a certain way so that it doesn't affect the overall image, but it affects, like, how an AI will process the image, because it uses noise processing. So, it'll basically make the image more noisy, and when you try and generate from it, or generate using it, it'll create a distorted image as opposed to something that is coherent, right? But you could just reverse engineer that process, and then you won't have that problem. Because the image is the image. The image can only be changed a certain amount of ways. That's the unfortunate thing. You can look it up on Reddit if you want to see, like, reversing Glaze. This could probably be done for other watermarks as well. At least that's what I've learned. If I can be proven wrong, please let me know, because that would be pretty interesting for me to research. But yeah. That's the last thing I heard about it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, open the folder, dumbass. Alright. Okay, Monami. Oops. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, so let me show you guys the EXIF tool as well. I apologize for the flashbang. That will probably show up for this. If it'll let me capture it, I guess. No? Okay. I'm gonna do a window capture then. 1 second. I'm gonna do this. Oh, perfect. That's what I want to show. Okay, so this is the EXIF tool here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna load up a random one, because I forgot my... Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, fucking hell. Alright. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So you can see this is the... So this right here is what I do. It's kind of hard to see. I apologize. I'm trying to zoom it in a bit, actually. Hold up. There we go. So you can see here that EXIF is basically just like the metadata of an image. And essentially what I do is I edit the description of the image, whatever the metadata is, and in my website, I read it and process it from there to make, like, the pretty little lightbox credits and illustration and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this into VS Code. And all I'm going to do is just edit the data so that the description can have the JSON in there. Pretty straightforward stuff. Just bring the size down here. Yeah, frankly, I think the thing I want to explore next in, like, programming in general is web development. I don't know. Like, that's something I find very interesting. I'm saying interesting a lot today, but I find it very cool. Because I've never really made an effort to properly learn the web, you know? So, yeah. Why does it look yellow? The fuck? Okay, that's just me. Okay. Alright, so let me just copy... Apparently there's no way to copy it, so I'm just gonna manually enter it in, because I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. 1 second, guys. Let's make a new file. So, artist... Name... Then social media... Social media, and then social link is the link, and then finally the title. Okay, sweet. So we got the title now. Now what we're going to want to do is just add taillips one. So the artist is taillipped. The social media is Twitter. The social link is her profile. So we're gonna keep that as empty quotes for now. And title, Monami testing out her flight suit. That should work. Yeah, that works. So let's keep it like that for now. And then the social link is gonna be her profile. Should be easy enough. Access chat. Twitch fucking chat features so ass. Alright. Okay. Do you guys use Twitter or X? I wonder. Like, I know a lot of people still use Twitter because they, like, fucking hate certain people and stuff like that, but do you guys use, like, Twitter or X when you reference the website? Twitter? Okay, fair enough. Do you guys go to x.com or do you go to twitter.com? Oh, not that image. Shit. Name I just find... Oh, yeah, I do too. Don't worry, you're not alone on that one. Okay, let's see. Twit. Okay, so everybody says Twitter. Okay, so it's not just me. Like, I'd go so far as to, like, just keep it as Twitter on my website, because, like, the more people know what it is. So we updated that with the EXIF data. Let's do that with the GIF here that I made. I'm just gonna go on my Skeb real quick. And let's see. The thing with Skeb that's weird is that you have to sign in with Twitter to use it. I just need to find the artist name, and then we'll be good. I know there's, like, the whole drama with Skeb back in the day. I like it back in the day, just like... Here we go. Perfect. Found the link. And there was, like, that whole drama with Skeb. Where somebody was saying, like, oh, fuck Skeb. I no longer trust Skeb too much. Really? Really? I didn't know that. I mean... I do Skeb for, like, animations, really. Not too much of, art pieces, but I haven't seen much issue with Skeb. I didn't know they do a lot of AI art. Interesting. Well, that's a very interesting thing. I didn't know that that the website, you know, got to that point. I thought they, like, vetted the artists and shit. I know. I guess VGen is the one you'd use nowadays for this type of stuff, but VGen has its own issues. South 3927. And the title is... Monami studying animation. That works. Okay, then we need to name this the date that I got the thing from. Let's see. When did I receive this? Okay, September 4th. Wow, that has been a long time since I updated. I even updated the website and everything. God fucking damn. Fucking hell. Shit, okay. Yeah, I actually updated the entire website before I posted this art piece. That's actually so bad on my part. Fuck, okay. My fault. Alright. Let's rename this to 090425. Oh shit. dash. I have a lot of Monami studying, if you can't tell. I don't know why. She's a university student, and that fits her the best. I really need to get more stuff. That's probably why I haven't commissioned much art lately, because, like, I've... Oh, what the... Errors. Oh, wait, that's because the file doesn't exist. That's why. Let me reload it in the EXIF tool. Oh, God, I gotta go through all the fucking folders. Fucking hell. Are you kidding me? Let me do the entire dance again. God damn it. Alright. Then... projects. My website. SRC. God damn it. Hello? There we go. Yeah, use that folder. There you are. Oh, fuck me. Alright. Okay, it's done. Good. Alright, now let me just test it with a dev environment. And then we will see if it works. I wonder, are you guys interested in watching, like, coding stuff? Like, live coding? I don't know. That's something you guys would be interested in seeing and vibing to. I know most of you guys don't really care either way. Let's see. Uh-oh. Why is this not working? Dunno. Okay, fair enough. This one works. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it's just the website. Okay, that's fine. But if I go to here... Oh! Wait, what the fuck? Oh shit, I have an even bigger problem. The APNGs don't render. Huh? Wait, they worked before? Wait, what? Are you fucking serious? What happens if I put them all in public? Okay, I guess I'll fix that a different day. I mean, I update the EXIF data, which is what I want to do. But yeah, when I didn't see this before, but I'm on the website right now, and the images are not moving. Huh. Let me ask Claude and see what the fuck the issue is. As you guys know, vibe coding is a way of life, but I don't vibe code, but I hate vibe coding. I revise with AI just to see if I did something wrong. Don't vibe code, it's not good for you. Alright. My APNGs aren't animated. Why is this happening? In my old Next.js website, they animated. Fine. Nope, no, okay. This fucking stupid ass. Alright, fine. I'm changing the model. It's not working right. Yeah. This is not React. What the fuck happened to Claude? Did they fucking lobotomize it or something? What the hell is wrong with this shit? Astro processes its images. Ah, okay. Interesting. So, await get image. Let's see. Is there a type for its format? Let's see. Okay, that's great, I guess. Fuck. Why can I not animate a... What? Really? You really can't use a GIF with this, or an APNG, or anything. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this, because this is really messed up if that's the case. Alright. Because a PNG is a PNG, right? Let me just do this real quick. Oh, wow, that's not what I want to do. Okay, you know what? I'll solve this a different day, because it is getting a bit late for me. And I am not into fixing this up. Okay, let me close this. And what we're gonna do is just commit this to the website. And I'm gonna figure out how to fix this, because I never knew that could happen with Astro. That is... Oh, we got an ad break. Well, shit. I didn't even notice. There we go. Add more images. Okay, so let's do... Actually, I'm not gonna do that today. Actually, no. I wanna see something. If we do year, then month, then day... Oh no, that's not gonna go chronological. Shit. Okay. We want the most recent to go first. Okay, let's just push this. I'll leave it for now. But yeah, interesting. Let me ask the GPT, see what it thinks. Image supports. Okay. No full APNG. Interesting. Configure an image and classify it. Okay, this is something I have to do in my spare time. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. Oh man, maybe I'll do another stream just looking at the website further in depth, but yeah. At least we got the job I wanted to do done. Let's see if the image actually rendered properly. Like Tailup's image rendered properly. Let's just run dev. Okay. And then what I want to do is... Where the hell did my browser go? Oh, here. Shit. No, that's not it. That could be it. Fuck it. Let's go here. Good, check the... Yay, nice. Cool. Okay, that works. Cool. Alright, well, that's how I update an image. I use EXIF metadata to my advantage. It's actually a thing that's fetched from the AI world with character cards, where you store a giant set of metadata within the image itself. It's pulled and then interpreted by your front end, which is cool. But yeah, I feel like I should be calling it for the night, though. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna find somebody to raid, but yeah, I appreciate all of you guys for... Oh shit, I'm tiny. As always, I appreciate you guys for pulling up, you know, chilling, listening to me ramble for like a couple hours. You know, I always love that. You guys are awesome. If you guys want to join my Discord is located here. If you guys are already in my Discord, feel free to, you know, say hi, hello, whatever. But yeah, and feel free to drop a file if you guys wanted to as well. If you guys like to see tech news and just stuff that I like to talk about in general. Thanks for stream. Of course, Maddie, of course. I love to give you guys a little bit of entertainment in the nighttime, you know? Especially when I'm, you know, not dying from my rotation. I had a good Thanksgiving, have a good holiday, you know. Next week, we're going to be back to the normal setup. I'm literally going back in a couple of days, so that's why I'm not too concerned that my PC decides to shit itself. But, yeah, so let's find somebody to raid. Here, I have no fucking clue who to raid, I'm not gonna lie. I also know it's like Black Friday, so everyone's kind of like chilling for the night. So that's obviously something that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, I like vibing, I like chilling, I like doing all that shit, you know. That was nice. Hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving, like I said before. Wait, let me find somebody that would be... fuck it, we're just gonna raid. Damn it, Rixie's not live out. What the fuck, man? Who do I raid, bruh? Raid Flea, raid... Who are you? Who are you? You look pretty cool. Alright, fuck it, I wanna chill with this person. Let us raid Azure Empress. One word or two? Sweet. Alright, well, again, thanks so much, you guys, for pulling up, chilling, vibing, etc. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. You know, I like to provide a nice, fun experience for you guys. If you guys want to ask questions, interact, something to listen to. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Probably we'll do something a little bit more interactive, talking about, I do want to do like a learn to code stream at some point, so we're probably going to do something like that. Or we're probably going to do like, oh, how do you get started? So yeah, or maybe we'll be doing something completely different, or maybe tech will explode again. I don't know, but whether... that notwithstanding, like the overall, oh, stuff is gonna go down type of stuff. We never know what happens in tech, but what we do know is that my stream is gonna go on every Friday or Saturday, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!